Yeah, I give you the thank you speech.
That's all of ours, no?
No, it's not. Jack, you have your stuff. This is Torah. Oh, there's the bar Torah. Here's the thank you speech.
Yeah, this is only gratitude.
That's gratitude, and then remember your bar Torah was not meant for that. Or mom took it. I don't need it. Jack doesn't have the bar Torah. He didn't. I mean, it's fine. He can take stuff out. What is it?
What, hole punched? No, I have all moves all. Like we have all Go check now.
Now there are two. It's one on my side. It's like the entire row over here, like all your friends.
Because that's what you're supposed to do.
But you know,
Hello. Is a mom after the service? Okay. I think we're ready. All right, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Here we go. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol hanshama tehallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol hanshama tehallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Shabbat Shalom. Oh, we can have more Shabbat Shalominess than that. Shabbat Shalom. That was fantastic. That was significantly better. It is wonderful to see you here. This is actually an amazing bar mitzvah for us for a variety of reasons. Besides the fact that it's awesome to have Noah and Jack up here, but also because this is the very last of all of our rescheduled bar mitzvahs from all of COVID, which is like a hallelujah moment if there ever has been one. So we are very excited. And the word Shabbat in our Jewish tradition reminds us of the story of creation, where we're told that God created for 6 days in the book of Genesis, and on the seventh day, God rested and reflected and refreshed and had Shabbat. And we are taught that we too are supposed to rest and reflect and refresh and just allow ourselves to think about what has happened in the week that has passed, and to think forward about what's going to happen in the future, but we do so by sort of taking a parenthetical pause and just allowing us to not do anything for a period of time. And so I want to invite you to give yourself a gift of Shabbat, and to allow the outside world just to be the outside world. We have this electronic leash that ties us to the outside world through our cell phones. And on our cell phones is the airplane mode, right? And the airplane mode reminds us that we can let the outside world be the outside world. We call it Shabbat mode here at Temple Bethel, right? So it might look like an airplane industry. They borrowed it from us, but it's in fact ours. So put your phone on airplane mode, let the outside world be the outside world, and just give yourself this gift of your presence this morning. The second thing is the word shalom. And the word shalom means peace. It means wholeness, and a sense of completeness. And we have that this morning. Like how beautiful it is both outside and inside that we are all here, that we have this sense of wholeness, that we can take that breath and just be. And so it is with such pleasure that we also get to use the other idea of the word shalom, which means hello, and we get to turn to the north, the south, the east, and the west in every direction and say shalom or say hello to the people who are around us and say Shabbat Shalom. So I want to invite you to introduce yourself to the people who are around you, to welcome one another here, and just to say Shabbat Shalom to the people who are all around us. So on ready? Echad, shtayim, shalosh, 1, 2, 3. Go for it. Welcome one another here. This morning's service is out of our prayer book, which is called Mishkan Tefillah, and there is a blue prayer book underneath your seats. I think it should be there, and if it's not there, there might be one next to you. There's a blue prayer book that's there, and our prayer books open from right to left, and the prayer book is designed so that whenever we're reading services, whenever we're having services, as Jack and Noah are leading us, we are invited to participate. And if you know English and can read English, we invite you to participate in reading English. If you have never learned Hebrew before, that's okay. There is transliteration, and you can participate in the Hebrew. And we just want to invite you to just participate in every aspect of the service this morning. There's also going to be slides. And sometimes, every so often, once in a while, I've heard that people come to services and they get a little lost inside the prayer book, right? It's happened before. You're not the first person. So first, if that happens to you and you're like, we're no longer on the page, right? Turn the page, right? Chances are that's where we are, okay? But also, on the slide, on the lower right-hand side of the slide, there are page numbers that will help direct you to. So if you get lost, you have plenty of ways to find your ways, and I believe that Jack and Noah are going to be mentioning some page numbers as well. We begin our services with what's called as Barhu, which is a call to worship. And we have to sort of think as the Barhu is sort of like, are you ready to worship? Are you ready to be here? And the answer, of course, should be yes, right? And so we're going to begin our services with a call to worship on page 226. Page 226, and we're going to rise together with the words of Barhu. Please rise.
Barhu et Adonai Hamevorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch
Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Yotzer or uvarei choshech, Oseh shalom uvarei et hakol, Hameir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha b'rahamim, Uvtuvo mechadesh b'chol yom tanid, Ma'aseh v'reshit. Ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai, kulam b'chokma asita, mal'al ha'aretz kinyanecha, hitbarach Adonai Eloheinu, al shevach ma'aseh yadecha,
ve'al me'orei or she'asita
Yifarucha Selah, or Chadash al Sion Ta'ir, V'nizkesh Kwanu V'girat Oro, Baruch Atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMevorot.
Love your neighbor as yourself, you said, and like blinded we saw, that inner and outer worlds are one, as you are one. You spoke and we wrote, we reached for you down the centuries, your light moving before us,
As we climbed, fell back, and climbed again,
your Sinai of life.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Avta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol avav chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anohi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha v'vetecha uv'lechtecha v'derech u'shofecha uv'kumecha uv'shartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu le'tetafot bein einecha u'ktavtam al mizazot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, ויהייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני Adonai Elohim. We continue on page 239. Amet. There is no place where you are not. Even in the wilderness, there is your word. Amet. That pen strokes of lightning, white fire, black flame, stir the soul's passion. Guide our sacred way. True and enduring is Torah. Your truth for us is certain and established, now and forevermore. Like Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sing out.
We sing out and rejoice. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, norah tehilot, osef ele, shira chadasha, shibechu geulim, לשמחה שפת הים יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. צור ישראל קומה בעזרת ישראל ופדחנו ממך יהודה וישראל. גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו קדוש ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Adonai sefatayv tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Ha'gadol Ha'gibor V'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Uvakunei Hakol, V'zoher Hastei Avot V'imahot, Uvnei Yidua, Uvnei B'neihem, Lema Shemo V'ahava, Melech Ozer U'moshima U'mogain, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mehayeh Akol, Atah Rav Le'oshia, Morid Atah, Mechakel Hayim Bechesed, Mehayeh Akol Berachamim Rabim, Somen Noflim Verofech Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umakayeh Memunato, Lishenei Afar, Mihamoha Bal Givurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit, Umakayeh, Umatmiach Yeshua. v'ne'eman ata l'hayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai mehayeh hakol.
Nekadesh et shimcha ba'olam, keshem shemakdishim oto bishmei marom, kakatuv al yad neviecha, v'kara ze el ze ve'amar.
Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sevaot, Me'o chol ha'aretz kevodo.
Adir, adirenu Adonai, Adonenu madir shimecha bechol haaretz.
Baruch kevod Adonai, Mimkomo.
Echad hu Eloheinu, hu avinu hu malkeinu, hu moshienu vehu yashmienu, berachamav le'enei kochai.
Ani Adonai Eloheihem, Yimloch Adonai le'olam, Elohai Yitzion, Ledor vador, Hallelujah.
Ledor vador nagid godlecha, u'netzach netzachim kiddushatcha nagdish, v'shivchacha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush, le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai,
Ha'el HaKadosh.
To all generations we will declare your greatness, and for all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the Holy God.
Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, Ekorei Onei Shabbat.
Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei
Shabbat, Ekorei Onei Shabbat.
Mekadeshe, Mekadeshe Shavi,
Shabbat,
Kuam Yisbu V'Tangu Mitovecha,
Shabbat, Yismehu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, Ekorei Oneg Shabbat, Yismehu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, Ekorei Oneg Shabbat.
V'Hashvi Ratzitabo, Ratzitabo V'Kidashto,
Shabbat,
Chemda Yamim Otokarata,
Shabbat, Yismehu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, Ekorei Oneg Shabbat, Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, Ekorei Oneg Shabbat.
Zecher Wamase V'Reishi,
Shabbat,
Zecher Wamase V'Reishi,
Shabbat, Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, Ekorei Oneg Shabbat, Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, Ekorei Oneg Shabbat.
Baruch Makadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
We take a moment for silent prayer.
Amen. Ose shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imiru. Amen.
We now come to a part of our service which we call Seder Kriyat Torah, the Shabbat, the service for the reading of the Torah on the Sabbath. And before we sort of get into the Torah service, I want to place the Torah service in the season of year that we're in and the journey that we're in this morning as well. So in terms of a season of year, we're in a season between Passover and a holiday called Shavuot in the Jewish tradition. And Passover is a reminder of the slavery and servitude that our people experienced in Egypt and the audacity that they had to imagine a better place in a promised land and to move forward towards that promise together. And the holiday of Shavuot, which occurs 7 weeks and 1 day afterwards, 49 plus 1 days afterwards, the holiday of Shavuot is a holiday that we celebrate observing the giving of the Ten Commandments and the Torah and the teachings of our tradition at Mount Sinai. And our tradition tells us that we count up each and every day, journeying towards the receiving of the Torah at Mount Sinai. And interestingly, the Shabbat morning service is in many ways designed to emulate that journey itself. We warm up, we get ready, we sing our song of freedom with the words of Michamocha, thanking God for that splitting of the sea, right? And then we merge to this possibility to receive the Torah. And our tradition tells us that in fact the synagogue is designed in many ways like a virtual Mount Sinai. That there's an ark, a Mount Sinai right behind us, and that we take the Torah out, and we pass the Torah, Lador Vador, from generation to generation, reminding ourselves of all the generations that have held the Torah, going back from Mount Sinai thousands of years ago to this very moment right here. So the passing of the Torah, both in terms of the literal Torah, but also the figurative Torah, the lessons and the values, is an important principle in our tradition because we believe that the Torah doesn't belong on some mountain. We believe that the Torah doesn't belong to just prophets and sages or to cantors or to rabbis, but that the Torah belongs to our young people to hold, to carry, to learn, and to one day, not too soon, to pass down to future generations. So we're all going to participate in a sacred reenactment, a reenactment of something that happened thousands of years ago and something that happens again each and every week. During COVID, we were having to do all of this virtually and online. And so we created a Torah pass that allowed and invited people to not pass a literal Torah, but a figurative Torah. And this is one of our COVID keepers, right? Where we recognize that sometimes the figurative passing of the Torah is just as beautiful as the literal passing of the Torah. So there's a lot of people that I want to invite up to help make this happen. And you're going to go stand over where Cantor Thomas is in a line as I call you up. I want to invite forward Linda Ellenbogen and Stephanie Ellenbogen, and Lauren and Steve Sloan, and Victor and Tina Marks, and Robin and Richie Cutler, and Fonzel Dutoit and Daryl Feynman and Lori Schwartz, Marilyn Feynman, Lance and Stacy Feynman, Sherry and Jeff Feynman. Basically everyone. Perfect. I will restate that. Come on in and get it. So Linda Ellenbogen, Stephanie Ellenbogen, Lauren and Steve Sloan, Victor and Tina Marks, Robin and Richie Cutler, Fanzel, Detroit, Daryl Feynman and Lori Schwartz, Marilyn Feynman, Lance and Stacy Feynman, Sherry and Jeff Feynman. And we're going to ask that you pass lessons and values to Jack and to Noah. And once you're completed, of course, you can give them a hug. That's okay too. We do that in our community as well. But then to also be seated. Yeah, exactly. Please.
Okay. Noah and Jack, I can only wish for you today and for your whole lives the joy and the love that you feel from all the people gathered here and from us, and I have to say this, and from your grandfather. So. Okay.
I'm going to do good. Okay. I hope you always feel as loved as you do today and as much peace as you do when we're in Shavasana.
Grandma kind of took what I was going to say. So in the words of Elsa, just let it go and live your best lives. Is that good? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Noah and Jack, according to Google, we live 967 miles apart. And this is on behalf of Antina, Jonathan, and myself. However, you and your whole family are very special to us, and you really live a lot closer right here to all of us.
Noah and Jack, Robin and I are really happy to be here on this very special occasion. And we're very happy that we're now part of the family, and we want to keep the tradition going, and hopefully we'll see you a lot more in the future. Again, Mazel Tov, you guys are doing great, and it's just great to be here with all the love. So.
Sometimes you have to forget what's gone and appreciate what still remains and look forward to what's next. And I just wish you guys the best of life.
Jack, I want to start off by saying I'm so proud of you and good luck with everything. And to my business partners, for Noah, for 2.5 hours, I do pay taxes. Tell your mom to keep quiet. Thank you.
Jack, Noah, your aunt and I are so proud of you. It's amazing watching. It's been unbelievable watching you guys grow up, and we're so happy and proud of you guys.
Boys,
What could we say?
as you go through life and grow up, grow older, you will always see a shadow as you're walking. That shadow is going to be Nan and Pop overlooking and watching over you for the rest of your lives. We love you, and you are both very special.
I'm going to ask the congregation to please rise. Other side.
July 4th is my favorite day. Yes, I love the day because it's my birthday and I'm awesome. It's also Independence Day, a day we celebrate with family, eat, watch fireworks, and have fun. I also love Thanksgiving because I get to be with my family and eat really good food. Our country started celebrating both July 4th and Thanksgiving after the Revolutionary War. Then, during the Civil War, President Lincoln called on our country to celebrate Thanksgiving more formally. Why? Holidays have a way of changing our mood from gloomy and sad to joy and appreciation. We give thanks to God and each other. Holidays help us to have some perspective on the world. They help us strengthen our families and communities by creating identity. Independence Day and Thanksgiving in the United States are different than holidays in other places. The holidays are a time for us to be together, to appreciate what we have and celebrate our country. My Torah portion, Parshat Emor, is in the book of Leviticus. My Torah portion takes place after the Israelites are freed from Egypt, but before they make it to Israel. I found it interesting that God presented Moses with a calendar of celebrations and holidays, including Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, Pesach, Shavuot, Sukkot, and Shabbat. My favorite section, God explains that challah should be made every Sabbath. I like the part where the Torah talks about challah because I like eating challah. Who doesn't? But what I really wanted to understand is why in the middle of the desert, God gave a whole bunch of commandments about a calendar and holidays. Why are the holidays so important to God and the Israelites? At holidays, families gather together. For example, at Passover, we read the story of our people, eat matzah, and share all the symbols of freedom on the Seder plate. We celebrate Shabbat with our family and community, lighting candles, drinking grape juice or wine, and eating challah. At Rosh Hashanah, we celebrate the new year with family and community. On Yom Kippur, our Day of Atonement, we reflect on the year and commit to being better people and improve our behaviors. Holidays make us closer to our families and community through shared experiences, singing, and tongue stories, and celebrating with yummy food. American presidents understood this idea, which our Torah teaches 3,600 years ago. The purpose of these instructions are to enable Israel as individuals and as a community to enjoy a close, ongoing relationship with God and each other. When we celebrate a holiday, we're making the past become present and passing down traditions that began thousands of years ago. Shabbat Shalom.
For the first Aliyah, I invite forward again Linda Ellenbogen.
Baruch
Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Vayidober Adonai el Moshe lemor, Sav et b'nei Yisrael, v'yichu elecha shemen zayit gatit lamaor ohalot, ner tamid, michuz lafarochet ha'edut belchel, moed yaroch, oto aharon, me'erev ad boker, lifnei Adonai tamid, chukat olam, ladorotechem al Hamnara, HaTorah, Yaroch, et Hanerot, Lifnei, Adonai, Tamid.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tzokenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And Linda, if you will give him a big hug.
I can?
You can, absolutely. It's allowed. We say Yesher Koach. Everyone say Yesher. Say Koach. Say Yesher Koach together. Yesher Koach. Yesher koach means keep up the strength or keep trucking. And if you will stand on the other side of Cantor,
Yes.
thank you for honoring Shabbat and Torah today. I'm going to invite forward your parents for the second Aliyah.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam. Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim. V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen.
V'lakach ta salet v'afita ota shetem esrei chalo shnei esrenim iya hachala ha'echat v'samta otam shetayim ma'arachot sheish hamarachet al hashulchan hatechor lifnei anai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet b'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen. And we say Yesher koach for honoring Torah and Shabbat. Stay right there. You can give him a hug.
All right, Jack. We're almost ready. We're almost ready. Here we go. On the occasion of your bar mitzvah, here we go, calling you for an aliyah to the Torah. Ya'amod ben Sion Reuven ben Dover Yisrael v'chayka bar mitzvah la aliyah la Torah.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen.
Where should I put this? V'natata al hamarachot levana zakah v'chayta la'lechem la'azkara yishe l'Adonai b'yom ha'shabbat yarchenu lifnei Adonai tamid me'et b'nei Yisrael barit olam v'chayta la'aron uvanav v'la'kaluhu B'makom kadosh ki kodesh kodeshim kulo me'ishe Adonai chog olam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet b'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen. And we say Yesher koach.
Yesher koach.
A long, long time ago, our founding fathers declared independence from a king. They wanted a better life for themselves and their families. They fought for their freedom. Then, after they won, they created a set of rules for the citizens of the new land. While my Torah portion comes from the book of Leviticus, I'm not actually talking about the book of Leviticus, at least not yet. I'm speaking of the American Revolution. After we beat the British and founded our country, we created a constitution which which include a system of government and rules for everyone living in the United States of America. Imagine what would happen without the Constitution and the laws. If we, Charlotte, North Carolina, didn't have any laws or rules, there would be total chaos and destruction. We are free today because we have laws that protect our safety and well-being. My Torah portion, Parashat Emor, comes from the book of Leviticus. It takes place after the Israelites left Egypt and while they are journeying towards the land of Israel. Like the revolutionary Americans who lived under British rule, while Israelites were living in Egypt, they lived under Pharaoh's laws. Once they left Egypt, they were no longer under anyone's rules. The desert could be a scary place it would be even scarier without laws and rules. So my Torah portion includes many different laws. The laws make sense for the time and age. For example, if anyone killed another human being, they were supposed to be put to death. If you killed an animal that wasn't your own, you had to pay the owner for the animal. If you hurt someone else, you were supposed to pay for it. Fracture for fracture, eye for eye, tooth for a tooth. If someone spoke God's proper name, they were also put to death. Jewish tradition and commentators explain that there is strong reason to believe that the biblical law did not envision literal physical retaliation, but rather the payment of damages. If you accidentally poked out someone's eye, you wouldn't get your eye poked out. Rather, you would pay money damages to the person. This called civil law. My Torah portion is like a constitution and a set of laws that create a better and safer society. The part that I like the most is when God commanded the people, "You shall have one standard for stranger and citizen alike." God is saying that everyone, rich or poor, citizen or visitor, man or woman, should be equal under the law. No one gets special treatment. I think it's important that the Torah creates equality for all people. We have laws that all people are supposed to follow. Our laws support an ethical society. I also think that if people make honest mistakes, that their mistake shouldn't affect them their whole life. Shabbat Shalom.
For the fourth Aliyah, invite forward Sherry and Jeffrey Feynman.
Baruch Adonai Hamabarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamabarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bocha bonu mikol ha'amim. V'noatan lonu es Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai notein ha'Torah.
Amen. Vayedaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. Hotzei et hamakoel el mihutz lamahane v'sahu chol hashomaim et yedehem al rosho ragmu oto kol ha'edah vel b'nei Yisrael tedaber lemor ish ki yekoel Elohav v'nosach edo V'nokev Shem Adonai Mo Yumaragam Yirgamuvo Kol Ha'edah Kager Kazra V'nokvo Shem Yumat.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher noatan lonu Torah dameh. V'chayei olam notah b'shuheinu. Baruch Atah Adonai notein ha'Torah.
Amen. And we say Yesher Koach for honoring Torah and
And smiles.
Invite forward your parents, Dave and Erica. You're back.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Ba'ed. Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Ba'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim V'natan Lanu Et Torah. Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen. Ve'ish ki yekeh kol nefesh adam mo yumat. Umake nefesh bema yeshal amena nefesh tahat nefesh ve'ish ki yitain mum ba'amito ka asher asa ken yeraselo shever tahat shever ayin tahat ayin shein ta shein ka asher yitain mum Ba'adam ken yinatein bo.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet b'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai notein HaTorah.
Amen. We say Yasher Koach once again.
For the final aliyah to the Torah on the occasion of you being a bar mitzvah, Noah. Ya'amod Yitzchak Yaakov ben Dover Yisrael v'chayka ha-bar mitzvah la'aliyah la Torah.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Ba'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Ba'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen.
Umake behema yeshal amena umake adam yumat mishpa echad yihye lehem kager kazra yihye ki ani Adonai Elohechem vayedaber Moshe el bnei Yisrael vayotziu et hamakalel el michutz Lamahana V'yirgemu oto Aven Uvnei Yisrael Asu Ka'asher Tziva Adonai Et Moshe Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet V'hyei olam notam b'tochenu Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen. And we say Yasher Koach. For honoring Torah and Shabbat in our tradition and for becoming bar mitzvah, Mazel Tov, Yasher Koach. A beautiful job. And you can give another hug if that's okay. And then you can be seated. Thank you so much. As we have the Torah out, we think of people in our community who are in need of healing, of mind and body and spirit and soul. And we're going to place their names onto the screen. And these are members of our community who are in need of healing, or family or friends of members of our community who are in need of healing. And I want you to think about people that you know who might be in hospital rooms or at home or other places where they could be right next to you. They could be you, right? Who are in need of healing of mind and body and spirit and soul. And as the names continue to scroll on the screen, I want to invite those who are here to say either out loud or silently in your own heart names of people that you're thinking about on this Shabbat. And so as my eyes go around the room, please say their name out loud or in your heart, and then we'll take all of these names together and sing the words of Mishaberach. Thank you. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofeh HaCholim, blessed are you, O God, who supports, who comforts those in need.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBeracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu Mekor HaBeracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Ben and Paige.
It's your turn.
Are you ready to come back up? As Ben and Paige come up to help us with dressing the Torah and returning the Torah back to the ark, I want to invite the congregation to please rise. Please be seated.
I would like to thank the Madrashim, tutors, teachers, and clergy who helped me prepare to become a bar mitzvah. On this day of celebration, I'm thinking about Grandpa and Aunt Bonnie, who are no longer alive but are always with us. I've had an amazing international influences in my life. I would like to thank Mirietta, Nadine, Galen, and Fonzo for literally traveling the world to be here today and helping me to grow. I have an incredible family of uncles, aunts, and cousins. Together we celebrate holidays. We've traveled the world together, and I've learned important lessons in life like stock trading and running a business. The pandemic has made seeing each other in person more difficult. I'm thankful for FaceTime and the ways we've been able to stay in touch through these difficult 2 years. It makes today and our celebration together much more special. I have some awesome grandparents. I would like to thank Nana Marilyn for giving me the most amazing mandel bread recipe and for always loving our family. I would like to thank Grandma for always being kind and supportive, and I would like to thank Nana and Pop for getting me my first ice cream and matzo ball. Mazel tov, Jack, to you and your family. You are a good partner, and I'm sure your family is proud of you. Right, everyone? Jack, it's been fun to have my brother as a partner in becoming a bar mitzvah, and we will always share this. Ben and Paige, the house is always lively with the two of you. I'm amazed at your skills with sports and math and the ways that you two are just you. Dad, thanks for supporting Jack and me. I love hanging out with you and sharing our mutual love of cars. Thanks for being an awesome role model. Mom, you have taught me amazing lessons about finances, money, and life management so I can succeed in life. You are a loving presence, and you always encourage me to do my best.
I have a lot of people to thank for helping me prepare for my bar mitzvah and for the ways in which you've impacted my life. I'd like to thank my tutors, teachers, Madrahim, and clergy for helping me feel comfortable and confident with my prayers, Torah, and speeches. I'd like to thank all my friends who came here and who make school way more fun than it should be. I also want to give a big shout out to Fonzel, Galen, Nadine, and Marietta for sharing each of your gifts with our family. We miss Grandpa and Aunt Bonnie, and we know they are here in spirit. I'm really lucky to have amazing grandparents, uncles, aunts, and cousins. I would like to thank all my relatives for being here today and making my life special. From super fun trips to sneaking candy, to letters at camp, to Shavakadu, to holiday celebrations, thank you for being an incredible family that loves and supports me. I'm excited that we get to be together and celebrate. I would like to thank my immediate family for your love and support. Ben, thanks for always being funny and for making time for me, even when you're playing Roblox. Paige, I would like to thank you for getting me outside to play catch with the football or going on the swing set. You're so funny, and you are easily my favorite sister. Noah, thanks for being one of my best friends and for sharing this day with me. I also appreciate the few times you've included me when playing LEGO Star Wars. Maybe later you could show everyone your Chewbacca impersonation. Finally, Mom and Dad. Dad, thanks for all the help with my Torah and prayers, helping me until I had them mastered. You have perfected sarcasm and are incredibly funny, and I'm not even being sarcastic. I'd like to thank my mom for helping me with my mitzvah project. I really appreciate the late night walks that we take together with Samson and Shelby, our two dogs. You always remind me to be kind to other people. I love the two of you. Thank you. Mom, Dad, can you join us on the bima?
I'm going to start with Noah. Does everybody hear me? So we want to thank everybody for joining us today to help us celebrate this special occasion for Noah and Jack. I'm going to start with my eldest, Noah. Noah Grant, where to even begin? We are so proud of you, today and each and every day. Very few people have the great privilege of knowing you the way that we do. So on this joyous morning, we want to share a little bit of you with everybody else. Just a few characteristics that best describe you. Your resilience. No matter what challenge or obstacle comes your way, you rise to the occasion. Every time you have been knocked down, you get back up, stronger, smarter, and wiser than before. Your determination. It's official. You've knocked me and Dad out of the top achiever role in the family. Your ability to set unbelievably high goals for yourself and then commit yourself fully to it is truly incredible. Your ability to be accountable for your actions. Believe it or not, this is one of your most incredible gifts. When you make mistakes, and boy do you make mistakes, you own it fully. You have the courage to apologize, reflect,
and the inner strength to grow from the experience. You're responsible way beyond your years. You keep us all on track, especially Dad. You make sure we're earlier on time, you babysit, you mow the lawn, you walk the dogs, you even challenge our spending habits to make sure we're making good decisions. Your courage, whether it's a new camp, a new organization, a new school, a new hobby, a new anything. Most people would be horrified walking into a completely new situation. Not you. Perhaps you have fear, but you certainly never show it, and you certainly never let it stop you from trying something new. And lastly, you're just a good person, or like we like to say in Yiddish, a mensch. And you're the best kind of mensch. You're an undercover mensch. Your acts of kindness are behind the scenes, and they're not for public praise. They're in the intimate moments that matter, for your family, for your neighbors, for those in need. Noah, on this very special day, as you become a bar mitzvah, we want to leave you with the very wise words of Rocky. Since we're a boxing family, and I have some boxing friends here, it's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. We love you and are so very proud of you. Jack Ryder, J-Rod, our firecracker, our miracle born on the 4th of July. On July 4th, 2009, the world changed forever. Jack Ellenbogen literally created fireworks at NYU Hospital when he fought his way into this world and decided on that day that he will fight and he will win no matter what. On that day and every day following, you have been our hero, the guy in our family that we all look up to, the leader of the Ellenbogen Quad. Today you were incredible. However, preparing for today was not your favorite pastime of 2022. But like everything you've ever set your mind to, you rose to the occasion and you were amazing. So now, if we just shared a little bit about your brother Noah with everyone, it is only fair that we share you, our incredible Jack, with everyone. The only thing is, if Noah is our best kept secret, you're an open book. Everybody knows Jack and everybody adores you. We know that's because you think you're awesome, and you most certainly are, but it's way beyond that. There are lots of reasons why your friends, siblings, and family all look up to you. Here is why. Your confidence. It's truly inspiring. Most people are self-conscious or insecure. I know I am. Dad is. But you've never been. You are 100% comfortable in your own skin with who you are. You're a leader, a big-time leader. Every teacher, counselor, coach you've ever had has said you're a natural-born leader. Now, the challenge with being a leader is that it comes with a lot of responsibility you did not ask for. A lot of people look up to you and follow you, including Ben and Paige. As I tell you daily, make good choices and be kind. You have the ability to affect outcomes. You can right wrongs. You can speak up for those who don't have a voice. You can help those in need, and you can challenge the status quo. You are fiercely loyal and an incredible friend, brother, son, grandson, nephew, and person. You take care of the people in your life whom you love and have their back. And lastly, you're just a lot of fun. When we are not fighting over homework, studying, chores, and your favorite screen time limits, we're hysterical laughing. We have no secrets, and we absolutely love spending time together. And to leave you with a quote by Hector in your favorite show, for which we will not name because it is not appropriate, La familia es todo. Family is everything. Jack, you can change the world, and we know you will. Never change. We love you.
I'm going to ask the congregation to please rise. At the season that we're in, in our Jewish tradition. We're reminded that as we journey through the unknown, as we experience uncertainty and ambiguous moments, that we have an ability to rely on the people with whom we walk. Sometimes it's your sibling or siblings. Sometimes it's your parents and grandparents and au pairs and so many people who love you. And what we're taught is that we can embrace beautiful elements that are inside of ourselves, gifts that each of you have, and we're taught that we can see the beautiful elements of people who are around us, and that by embracing what's our inner strength and the beauty of the individuals who are around us, that we together have an ability to hold hands and walk forward towards the unknown with strength. And you have done that through the pandemic, through the ways in which you are easily able to recognize your own skills, and the ways in which you exude and show love for others. At the very center of this Torah is a blessing that the priests would give to our people and that parents give to their children. And so I want you to just take a moment, just close your eyes, and to think of not just blessings that you want to receive, but the blessings that the two of you want to give in your life. Blessings to yourself, to your family, to your community, and to the world. The cantor and I are going to chant and then translate each stanza of this prayer, this ancient prayer. And after I translate, everyone in our community are going to say the words, Ken Yehi Ratzon. Ken Yehi Ratzon means, may this be God's will. And it's our way of all participating in a prayer that will be given to you through your parents' loving embrace.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you. Ken Yehi Ratzon.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's radiance shine upon you and be gracious to you. Ken Yehi Ratzon.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
And may God journey with you each and every step of your life, and may God bless you with the most important blessings of all, the blessing of shalom, of peace, and shlemut, of wholeness. Ken Yehi Ratzon. May this be God's will. And let us all say,
Amen.
We continue with the words of Aleinu L'Shabeach.
Aleinu L'Shabeach La'adon HaKol La'tet Gedula Liotzer Bereshit Shelo Asanu Kegoye Ha'aratzot Velo Samanu Kemishpechot Ha'adama Shelo Sam Chelkenu Kahem Vigor Aleinu Kechol Hamonam ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
At this time, we think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn to our hearts and whom we remember especially on a day like today. Our congregation mourns the death of Michael Prosha, the husband of Joyce Prosha, whose funeral will be later this next week, and more information will be coming through email. We're in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days after the deaths of Stephen Bloom, Denise Cooper, Rhoda Goldberg, and Larry Linker. We mark with sympathy and sadness the yahrzeits, the anniversaries of the deaths of Hans Anker, Rose Yakis Aroganus, Robert J. Bachneck, Samuel Bolno, David Brucker, Evelyn Chesler, Joseph Clayman, Herbert Constaggy, Nora Conway, Gustav Dubbs, Jack Dutton, Rosalie Edwards, James Jimmy F. Ellenbogen, Eleanor Emery, Robert M. Epstein, Robert Azarski, Rita Marcus Faberman, Marion Finke Feinstein, Hyman Fenster, Selma Firestone, Jake Fishman, Selma Schwartz-Fox, Walter Frank, Bennett Frankel, Alan Freeberg, Louis Garson, Sigrid Gold, Jane Betty Greer, Manuel Grosskopf, Frank Harbison, Arthur L. Hauser, Felix Heyman, Donald Herman, Florence Hollins, William Hyman, Shirley Jacobson, Sarah Jacobson, Isaac Joachis, Adolf Huber, Mildred Krasner, Stephen Edward Kreidel, Doris Lasher, Norman Lederer, Larry Lefkoff, Joni Lehman, Joseph Lighton, Arnold Levinson, Renata Moss, Nathan Medallia, Arthur Paul Matos Sr., Burt McLeod, Ron Myers, Chesley Neal Moses, Isidore Oblo, Raven Oppenheimer, Sanford Plepper, Paul Popper, Abraham Proisha, Leonard Reed, Louis Schlanger, Sylvia Schönwalter, Robert M. Shapiro, Norma Kassler Shapiro, Saul Sherman, Louis Leon Simmons, Irving N. Slack, Arthur Stamler, Robert K. Stein, Joanne Swan, Harry Sweetbaum, Howard Udoff, Donald Weinberg, Floretta Schloss-Weil, and Lawrence Williams. The Ellenbogen family wishes to remember also on this day Paul Ellenbogen, Bonnie Pomerant, Edward and Ruth Ellenbogen, Leonard and Frida Marks, Beverly Feit, Kenneth Brooks, Jack Feynman, Tilly and Harold Feynman, and Haley Cutler. Zichronam Livracha. May all of their memories be for a blessing as we rise as one congregational family with the words of Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, found on page 598. Yitzkadal v'yitzkadash shemei rabba, be'alma divrach irutei v'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, v'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehi shemei rabba mevarach le'olam u'lamei olamaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei kudusha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen.
All right, Noah and Jack.
We invite you and your brother and your sister and your parents to come up one last time as we get ready to conclude the service. We have 3 prayers left to offer together. The first of these is...
It's okay.
Yeah.
I promise.
Yeah, it's brief. The first of these is Shehechianu, offering gratitude and thanks to God for the ability to have been here with you this morning, and for me and Rabbi Knight and so many other people to have been with you along the journey that got you to this morning. So here we go. We join together in these words of gratitude. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Hard work, we know you are getting ready to celebrate and experience some joy and positivity and relaxation. And as a part of this transition, we offer the words of Kiddush, which is an anchor to this moment in time, saying that today is sacred. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen l'chaim.
We'll invite everyone to the luncheon right afterwards for Kiddush lunch, but also a reminder that Shabbat Shalom at the end and Mazel Tov, and I'm pretty sure you know how to say both. So we'll say that out loud, and we're going to
grab some challah. Here we go.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'tevon.
And we say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And Mazel Tov.
All right. It's time for challah in the freezer. Actually, seriously, one of your lunches there. You guys did it. Way to go. You're done.
I know.
Party time.
No, where's my phone?
Turn around.
Okay.
Take a picture.